What's going on, everybody? All right. So, sorry, guys, I've been a little sick. So I might be clearing my throat a lot in this video. But hey, listen, I just really want to do this video to like help you guys understand the breakdown that I had on GJ. I actually added GJ to my main pair list. Like usually I only have like AUD USD, but AUD USD has been like in this ugly like range, and I just don't like the way AUD USD is working right now. Don't know why my computer is laggy right now. I'm not sure if it's the internet or not, but it really has like been a little bit rangy. It's been chopping. The entries have not been as solid as I would like them to. Although the setups that occurred on FOMC, they did play out. However, there was some buy side liquidity that the market wanted to grab first and going in this initial direction. So I think it's very important that we do also understand, like, in this market, you're not going to always have like perfect entries. The market's always not going to fluctuate the way you really want it to fluctuate. And it's not always going to run in a direction initially until it does what it has to do first. So if you are struggling as a trader to depict that, just know that that's that is sometimes the way of the market. Okay, so I just want you guys to know, like, that is the way of the market. However, I want to really focus more on the group more than just my YouTube videos. I'm not knocking YouTube. I just think that sometimes putting videos up on YouTube can be a big of a pressure, because you get succumb to like the audience and having to like build your own channel and everything. And even though I'm new to the whole Forex building your own channel, to be honest, I don't really want that to be my main thing right now. I really want this group to succeed. So let's just go ahead and talk about GJ. GJ is actually one of those pairs that will move consistently for you. Now, some of you guys might be have a question or might be thinking like, well, Jonah, how do you trade GJ? Listen, guys, I'm still new to GJ. Like, the reason why I don't really trade GJ is because of volatility. It's just way too much for me. However, I've cracked the code for myself, knowing that supply and demand on GJ will really make you killer if you stick to the trading plan and know what you're doing. Okay. I missed out on a 100 pip move on GJ last Friday. I literally had a buy set up on it. I hesitated, and I'm going to show you guys how hesitation can really kill and really stop you from making the profits that you really want to make. All right. So first off, let's just go ahead into the GJ trade that I was going to have my buy-in. All right. So you can see that at the 4 hour, and I'll let you guys know. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and just talk about this trade I took earlier during the week on GJ first, the sells. So we all know that the market has been trending upwards, and then it just goes completely down, right? Once the market goes down, you might recognize that the market might just completely go down, come back up to a retracement for these highs and everything, and then shoot right back down, and then the market would come right back up, right? So your W formation pattern, if you want to look at that, your excuse me, your technical analysis, all that stuff really matters. Okay, what really caught my attention is when these highs were hit over here. These equal highs were hit. Okay, so if you guys pay attention to this, this was what I was really looking for. I was really looking for the equal highs to be hit. Buy side liquidity is what you want to call it. Okay. And then I wanted to see the market just drop. Okay. What's crazy is it didn't instantly drop, but an Asian session and rallied up after buy side liquidity was taken out. Okay. And then I do not know why the lights just went out, but okay. So after don't even pay attention to my face, but after the buy side liquidity was taken out, what ended up happening is the market created it created a M pattern, of course, if you really want to call it M pattern. and it just like tanked. Okay, so buy side liquidity and sell side liquidity. What is buy side liquidity? Meaning like there's liquidity at the top at these equal highs that the market is coming up to take out these liquidity highs right before going into its initial direction. Okay, so people might be buying this, and that's totally fine, because I mean, if you're buying this, you got an entry on it, you got over 100 pips. However, it's soon to reverse on people and went down. Okay, now let me check where my entry was again. And this was really a big risk I took, because, and that's why I don't, sometimes guys, I don't put stuff out in the group, because I've recognized that sometimes, you know, it's just not the best to trade right now. I don't have just one strategy. I wholeheartedly believe that if I see a break in a complete retest that's really like out of my session, even though GJ is out of my session, GJ, you know, trends in every session, which I really like, then I'm going to go for it. Okay. So my first entry was at as a sell 1612203. Okay, and that was on a Thursday. All right, so it's that Thursday, I think. No, Wednesday. All right, so my initial entry was going to be up here. And guys, when this area broke, knowing that after the buy side liquidity was taken out, I literally, without a shot of that, was just going to get in without even waiting on the retest. And the reason why is because this was orders of an order block. What in the world's going on with my, okay. This was an order block right here, okay? And these was a bunch of orders, and that was you can say a demand zone if it was wanting to continue up. So if it wanted to continue up, the market would have came up, rallied up, come back down, retested on these order blocks, and then headed straight back up. But that didn't happen. After the buy side liquidity was taken out, the market then, during New York session, pre-New York session, an hour before New York session actually start, it came down, and then right after the New York session, that started like 30 minutes after, it broke this low. This was when I was about to just enter a short, because I knew for a fact that it was gonna just die. Okay, so look, my stop loss was here, literally 13 pips would have been my stop loss, and my original take profit. I was going to swing this trade, and I'm gonna tell you why. My original take profit was all the way down here. Literally, my original take profit was going to be, hold on, stretch this out. It was going to be all the way down here to these wicks. Now, some of you guys are wondering, like, what the heck, Jonah? Like, why would you swing it? Okay, like this is literally 448 pips. So the reason why is because at this time, if I can show you, these were wicks needing to be filled. All right, these were wicks needed to be filled. None of this have happened. So necessarily, if the market was going to drop, knowing that it was breaking lows after the buy side liquidity, then I knew for a fact that this bad boy was going to drop. Okay, but I didn't get in there. I'm gonna show you where I got into. All right. So the market just started dropping to this low. All right, and once the market started dropping to its low, I'm recognizing like, oh man, it's still dropping. So once the market got to like, let me see, 161, let me see, 161.203, I think. 161, yeah, that's right, 203. It created this order block, and then it dropped again. This was telling me, that no matter what, I believe is happening. And my stop loss, it says 60 pips. It really wasn't 60 pips at the time. The reason why I said 60 pips is because the market spreads were really jacked. So it wasn't 60 pip stop loss. It was actually like I think like a 25 pip stop loss. That was my first entry, okay? And I wanted to swing this one all the way down to these lows. All right. So that was my first entry, okay? So even if I was trading my supply-demand setup, I still would have had a supply-demand setup right here, and it would have came back and retested, my supply and demand setup on the 15-minute time frame. All right, right here. This was my supply setup. It came back, retested, so you would have got in right here anyways. Would have had a 30 pip stop loss, you know, right now, according to like, you know, the session right now. And then you would have been like 100 pips profit once it like continued to dip, look, which is right around here. So my original TP down here. All right. All right. So the second time it dropped, it was around here on Thursday. And you see this other order block, I got into it right there once it broke this low. Stop loss right there, TP all the way down here. All right, so that would have been a total of 480 something pips, and I risked like half my lot size. Now, what I want to tell you is, if I would have held this trade completely all the way, which I started down, so I take the bread completely off the table, I was actually down like 9% on my account, because AUGU and all this stuff, it just kept hitting me out. It was like my trade would go my initial direction, but I was starting to realize like, darn, like it just keeps going, buy side liquidity and then dumping, buy side liquidity and dumping. So what I started doing is like, okay, I looked at EU, GU, AU, they were all just ranging, and they weren't moving the way GJ was. And so I was like, you know what, maybe GJ is a better setup. So I took the risk, and GJ was a way better setup than I would have saved myself a lot of time if I would have seen JJ. Especially with FOMC, anything attached to US dollar is going to bound to like do nasty stuff, right? So that's just go to show you, you know, you can be down 9%, but 9% to me don't matter. I'm like, that doesn't matter. I can get it back up. And I chose GJ to get it back up. I closed around here once I saw the markets retracing, okay? But then when I woke up, I checked my my phone, it went all the way down here. I would have been up to almost close to $3,000 on that trade if I would have held it. And I was a little bit pissed at myself, but knowing that I got my account all the way back up to my normal my start, that just goes to tell me it doesn't matter. And I'm here to tell you guys, that's why I'm telling you, is if you trade with your trading plan and you trade the right pair, I'm telling you, it don't matter how many losses you have, you can get your account back up and some profits. So the reason why I'm starting to trade GJ more, man, is because GJ is moving like crazy. But this is what I want to tell you, decrease your lot size, and you'll be able to have a better stop loss, and you'll have a better risk to reward. GJ was moving around 2 to 250 pips per day, guys, per day in a session. So this should tell you, you can at least get at least 100 pip swing, or even 50 pip swing. You can at least get 20 to 30 pips and take your bread and be out. It's up to you. But for me, what I've been doing is I've been looking at these lows, okay? So let's go ahead and delete everything. Let me get these out the way right quick. I'm going to show you this final breakdown of GJ of why I consider it to be buys. So knowing that that top was sell side liquidity, now that sell side liquidity was buy side liquidity was taken out. If I go back to do this replay, all right, I'm waiting for this wick to be filled. Okay, so number one, I was waiting for a wick fill. All right, and number two, I was also waiting for sell side liquidity to be taken out. Okay, now some of you guys are wondering, like, okay, as far as sell side liquidity, when you be taken out, do they hunt your stop loss? They do not hunt your stop losses. Okay, guys, that's why I don't believe in the stop hunt, because they do not stop hunt your stop losses. It's okay if you do believe in a stop loss. Stop hunts. It's not a big deal. Okay, if you want to learn about stop hunts and you think there's stop hunts in the market, then do what you need to do. I just personally don't believe that it exists, based off of the information that the people who used to trade for these hedge funds and bank institutions and all that stuff, they tell you, like they said, it's too risky for them to risk their own money to go hunt other people's stops to gain their stops and to keep going. No, what happens is, like I said right here in GJ, the market tends to continue downwards, and the reason why the market is continuing downwards is because there's liquidity hunts to be grabbed. And liquidity hunts isn't meaning like it's coming from your stop loss. It means like there's a big transaction happening. And so they're pushing the price down for these banks to make their move, if that makes sense. To enter Christine. How y'all doing? I've noticed you because, hold on, guys. I've noticed because I was like, was you the one that posted something about you lost something?
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I liked it, and then I was about to reply. I was like, unlike it. I was like, this is weird. I don't even know if it's really her. So I was just like, if she lives in the same apartment, that is crazy. That's crazy. Oh, oh. That makes, yeah, I live here. Yeah. So my fiance, we get married June 3rd. So then after that, she's gonna be in here. So this place is nice. Yeah. Yeah, these apartments are nice. Yeah. Yeah, there you go. She TikTok famous. It's crazy. Every time I go on TikTok, I'm like, dang, she's blowing up. Yeah. It's good to see you. You too. I'll take care. All right, so GJ will be at a place of a sell side liquidity where price will come and take out liquidity, give these transactional people. So we call this a manipulation tactic, where the manipulation starts when the price is being pushed down purposely, okay, or people are actually selling their profits. And then right when the profits are sold, then the market gets to its initial place, and then the institution's like, okay, now since we drove down the price, we are giving you a better price for these big players to buy. All right. That's what you guys need to look at this. When you look at it as a business, it makes much more sense versus looking at it as just always a manipulation tactic. Okay. So you look at the 1 hour time frame. All right. See, sell side liquidity is taken out. Now what do? We go on a 15-minute time frame. All right. And then we look for buys. Okay. Now, like I said, for me, I trade New York session. I don't like to trade London session. I don't like to trade. I might trade pre-New York, which is really good as well. Okay. That's totally fine. But I just stick to that. So the market started pushing up. Now, guys, when you start seeing higher highs and higher lows right after the 1 hour time frame, is telling you there's an indecision candle doji, and that's really basically telling you that the market wants to reverse. Okay, it's not really just it's a sign that the market is showing weakness and it's going to reverse. Look at your Bible. And then they call it Candlestick Bible. If you want to go study candlesticks, you can. I don't really just rely on candlesticks, but I do rely on the volume. Okay. So you do have a doji is telling you that's about to reverse. And then you have immediate engulfing bullish candles telling you that there's a reversal that's probably taking place. Okay. Now, overall, there might be sales for now just to come back down and then probably push back up. But in the long term, I think GJ possibly might buy right back up to the highs. This Sunday and Monday, and then finish off at sales later on in the week. So in the 5-minute time frame, I was looking at this, right? Let me see something right quick. Because that's right. So I was looking at this, and then I started seeing, what do you start seeing? You start seeing higher highs, okay? Higher lows, broke to the top. Broke to the top. So when you start seeing that stuff, this is telling you that the market is probably going to buy back up, right, after sell side liquidity. Also, it also broke this high. Okay, so once that I've noticed that not only the higher highs and not higher lows were being broken, it broke this high, and there is a gap that needs to be filled on an order block. So any of these order blocks would have been your entry. However, because I was at work and just really wanted to make sure. Actually, I was driving home from work because I wasn't feeling good. I got home and I saw this setup. Okay. So this would have been your gap to be filled, but do not know why Hold on for a second, people. All right. This is the order block. Okay. So this is your OB. All right. This is your buys to be taking place. Okay. So this is your buys, OB buys. So you're looking for this market to fill the gap, come back down, and then come right back up, and you can finish up at the highs. Okay. Now, let me show you how to play that. I literally hesitated on this buys, and I would have got like at least a 10 pip stop loss. Yeah, 10 pip stop loss. And I was so pissed at myself. I was so mad. I was like, Jonah, why did you hesitate? But here, this is what I'm going to show you guys. So came down, retested this. I would have got in aggressively, like really aggressive. Okay. This would have been my buys right here. Okay. My stop loss literally right here. All right. Got that up for you. Got a line. That would have been my stop loss right here. Okay. And my take profit literally would have been up here. Okay. So some of you guys are wondering, like, well, Jonah, like you had all those other order blocks at the low. Why didn't you take it? Because remember, you have to wait for a high to be broken. This high was broken, right? So yes, I could have taken the initial this initial order block down here. I could have taken that, but you know, like I said, I was driving. I went to work. Then I left, and there's no way I could have been looking at this and been paying attention. So I found this one right here. Okay, so you come up, and then you see this high being broken. All right, so you say highs broken. And guys, this is how you trade. This is how you trade GJ, just like any other pair. I trade GJ just like any other pair. All right. See what happens. I can't remember all that happens. Can't remember. Okay, cool. So even though my take pre wasn't fully hit, the purpose of the whole purpose was me to show you like the entry and how far it went, and I would have at least closed out at least 100 pips right here max. Probably would have got, due to spreads, probably would have got at least 95 pips. So guys, this is how you trade GJ. Okay, you could trade GJ right here, just like this. All right, but what I recommend you to do. All right, so let me go ahead and delete all this that I just showed you, and then just go back to this. What you need to start paying attention to is these wicks and these highs and these lows, because the highs and the lows on a 1 hour and 4 hour time frame is literally telling you exactly what the market is getting ready to do. How many times that the market comes, either takes out liquidity or like literally retests the highs like perfectly, right? Put this back to black. Just do dotted, right? And retests these highs like perfectly, right? And then just drop. You could have, like, let's just say, even if you wanted to enter aggressively right here, you would have got, if you want to be completely careful, a 30 pip stop loss for a gain to this next low, which is right here, would have literally been almost 400 pips. Okay. And if you back test this pair of these highs and lows, just wait for these highs and lows to be broken for sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity, and just watch how things play out. Like it does the same thing over and over again. There is wicks to be filled. All these wicks, I'm starting to realize, like on GJ, all these wicks does matter. The wicks matter. This might be the next wick. It might come down to retest 2. Who knows? Now, overall, GJ is bearish. Okay, on the bigger time frame, GJ is bearish. However, I think that it could buy back up to this top of the high to retest these highs again, which is right here. Okay, So I'm looking for buys, GJ long, and I really want to see if I can catch these buys way back to the top. Maybe might come out, stop out the lows over here. Okay, let me just do this. Might stop out these lows over here. All right, to head back up to these highs right here. Okay, so that's why I'm looking for. I'm looking for some more buys. Okay, but if you do some back testing, you'll see how you see here, right here. These wicks are like retested right here. And the market would literally just push right back up. You could have got you an aggressive entry, probably literally like I would say 30 pip stop loss for a total of like 300 pips right back to these highs. So what I'm saying is, guys, please be careful with GJ. I'm not saying just like randomly just like enter. Now I'm saying is if you have the capital, just decrease your risk, and you could do it aggressively, or just wait for it to be retested, or sell side liquidity or buy side liquidity to be taken out. And then when it moves into its initial direction, you can enter. Okay. That's all I have for GJ. I'm going to be trading GJ a lot more than AU now. AU, not saying that I don't like AU, but it's just AU's not looking too good. AU's just like it's trending, but it's just very choppy. Like on a lower time frame, I cannot really find much entries, if that makes sense. So I hope this video was helpful to you guys, and looking forward to trading with you Monday.